Juan Huizar, I sell multifamily properties, investment properties in Long Beach. I know you're making a big push for video.
No, not really.
So I'm going to commit to it.
Hi, I'm Juan Huizar, president of Sage Real Estate. I'm a real estate broker here in the city of Long Beach, and today I'm going to give you my unbiased review of Tom Ferry Coaching. Prior to Tom Ferry Coaching, I did 5 years of coaching with his #1 competitor. And so I was taught a certain way about growing my business, etc. And on August 2019, not that long ago, I attended his summit event. And I didn't really know what Tom Ferry was about or his organization. And I sat there for 3 days and I listened and I took notes. And my biggest question was this: I saw a lot of residential agents, successful residential agents, utilize videos. They were successful, they had a lot of business, but I didn't really see any of my competitors use video. And I thought, well, let me ask a question.
Should I expect, when I commit to it, I know it's going to take time, for the video to be 10%, 20%, or even more of my business?
Because I thought in my head, if it's only going to be 5%, why even bother with video marketing? He answered the question.
Are these videos of my current listings, or are these?
Every 4-plex, 8-plex, 20, every unit.
He gave me a lot of good advice.
Listen guys, commercial real estate, it's 1957. It's good old boys doing printout sheets with small type. It is the worst marketing on the planet, which means it's so disruptible that you and my guy Dan are gonna kill it.
And it was at that point that I thought, well, what he's saying is that my competition hasn't caught up to this yet, and that this would probably put me in front of the line. And he was certainly correct. At that moment, commercial brokers, apartment brokers weren't utilizing video and educating the way that he has been instructing us to do. So prior to signing up with Tom Ferry Coaching, I did Brian Buffini Coaching. Brian Buffini Coaching coaches us to stay in contact with your database and focus on working by referral. I was always afraid that if I went to Tom Ferry, that they didn't focus on that they were doing a bunch of other things. In fact, Brian Buffini used to joke that he called this other stuff bumblebee marketing. You do a little bit of this here, a little bit of this there. He said you could waste your time doing that when all you could do is simply pick up the phone and call your database. So that was the way that I was taught. What I didn't realize is that once you go to Tom Ferry Coaching, they focus on their database. They do that. Tom Ferry said one thing. He said, working by referral is great, but the majority of the income is outside of that.
Go to every property in the next year and a half and do a video on every multi-unit property in Long Beach.
And that was really important because I realized that there was a lot of untapped lead generation pillars that I was not taking advantage of. And it wasn't until I changed that I started taking advantage of those opportunities, and then I saw opportunities everywhere. So one of the great things when you're part of the Tom Ferry ecosystem, which is what they call it, there's a lot of referrals that goes back and forth. And it's interesting because I was part of the Brian Buffini coaching program before, and for 5 years, not one referral came my way, not one. And within the first 12 months of Tom Ferry Coaching, we successfully closed 2 large leads. One of them was a post office here in the city of Long Beach, and that wouldn't have happened without that referral that came in through the ecosystem. So referrals are huge, they're very popular, and they work. When the event was over and it was all said and done, I realized that there was a lot of things that I was not doing. And I was almost upset that my prior coaching wouldn't bring these branding and web presence that I think was missing from my business. And so I just wanted to share with you what I've done different from that point forward. So some of the things that we've changed. The #1 thing is branding. Tom Ferry was talking about branding and what happens when someone Googles you.
So when I go to Google and I'm like, 4 plexes in Long Beach between here and here, your videos show up.
And at that moment, if you Googled Juan Huizar or Sage Real Estate, there was really no web presence. There was no SEO, there was no focus, there was no brand video. Tom really focused on through video marketing first, you're gonna show that you're an expert, you're gonna show what you specialize in, and you're gonna build trust. And when he said that, I'm like, okay, so through video, I'm gonna build trust. That meant a lot to me. And I thought, well, I don't like being in front of cameras. I grew up with a stuttering problem, so for me it's almost more of a fearful thing, but I thought I have nothing to lose, this is my business and I'm going to commit to it. And we started a series of educational videos. Tom recommended that we make our own channel. Going from not using YouTube to now we have a YouTube channel, we have presence on every platform with social media. We've created a whole new website, and we're doing things that just 12 months ago, we were not even aware of. The most amazing part is how quickly it's working. We are getting people that we're servicing that are calling us to thank us for the videos that we're putting out. One of the things that I think was a big game changer was Tom said, every successful agent has to have a geographical farm. Now, I focus in on apartment buildings, and so it's hard to have a geographical farm with that specific asset type. And so what we focused in on as a team was to focus in on 4-unit apartment buildings in Long Beach. And our goal at that moment was to market to them exclusively. We found out how many fourplexes there were in Long Beach, how many sold throughout the year, and what we needed to do to earn and to become the market leader. So that was our #1 goal. We spent a lot of money on postcard marketing and then internet marketing targeting fourplex owners, and our goal was to become the market leader. And what's amazing is we quickly became the market leader. From when we started this to now, we could safely say that no one sells more fourplexes than we do. And I think our clients appreciate that we are the only ones that are focused in on that specific asset type. Up until this point, no other agency has taken that level of focus. When we focused on that asset type, we just kept digging deeper and deeper and deeper. And now we know things and follow statistics that no one has. Google doesn't have them, no one's tracing them. So there are certain metrics that are important to apartment owners that we've been tracking, and that's really what's been separating us. And all that stemmed from the fact that Tom said, you need to have a geographic farm. So that was a big, big step for us. For someone who's thinking about joining Tom Ferry Coaching, I would say, without a doubt, do it. I know at first it might seem like this expensive thing that you're gonna be signing up for, but I would tell you this, because now when I look back, it's gonna cost you more money than the amount you're paying out. And I'll tell you why. One, the coaching that you get every week, the advice, the videos, they have all the answers. They are coaching the best of the best of the best. So when you ask your coach a question, she has the answers for you. There's videos, there's PDFs, there's forms for you. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Not to mention the referrals that are gonna come from it. So whatever small fee you pay for the year for coaching, you get that back with everything else, because what's gonna happen is your business is gonna skyrocket. Literally, it's gonna skyrocket. You might not even recognize who you are 12 months from when signing up, because all of a sudden you become confident, you become more of a business owner. And it's amazing kind of the trajectory that I've had, and other people see it and they're like, what changed? And I would say it was the Tom Ferry organization. That's what made the change. By the way, I was not paid for this. In fact, I'm paying for this. No one told me to do this, but I just wanted to share my thoughts, because I've seen this growth and people are pointing it out, and people think that I'm doing amazing things, but I need to look back and realize and share with you that these ideas were not, they didn't come from me, that they were shared to me, but I've taken action, and I think that's what's made the difference. Tom, I just want to thank you. I know you probably don't know all the coaching folks that are out there, but without your coaching, without your advice, without your training, the training that you provide us, it's allowed me to, for the first time ever, run my business like a business. And I'm not quite there yet. There's so much that I need to do, but I feel like I'm part of the right team, I'm part of the right community, and I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. It's made a big, big difference. So there you have it, my unbiased review of Tom Ferry Coaching. I encourage you to certainly give it a try. You owe it to yourself.